So the title of this video is Apex will never be easy again. And just to state really fast, this is not meant to be a complaint video. I just kind of want to share my thoughts on something about the game. But let me tell you what I mean by this. If you play Apex at all, it feels like everybody you're facing, for the most part, is either just way better than you, or you're just solo queue versus teams who aren't solo queue, which is a giant advantage in itself. Now, Apex has been out for, I believe, 6 years now at this point, maybe a little over 6 years. So a big argument against this is going to be, well, the game has been out forever, so, people are a lot better at the game. Which is true, but a successful game should always have new players coming in at any point in its lifespan. Especially with more modern games that are live service, meaning that they get updates regularly. So there's always potential for new people to want to enjoy the game. And not long ago, I made a video where I was on a new account and I threw all my orientation matches, so the game would think I am the worst player it could possibly have. Because my goal was to see, what happens in the new player lobbies about 6 years into Apex's life. And in that video, I had a .05 KD with 1 kill and 23 deaths. And that was all I had on my account. And when I started recording to make that video, there was a good amount of people in my lobbies who had 4K damage badges. I saw Masters players. If I remember right, I even saw some 20 bombs. So I guess really what I'm saying is SBMM is really a giant issue, along with the new player experience in general. Because imagine being a new player, or if you're not a new player, just someone who really is not that good at the game. I don't say that trying to insult, but I'm sure if you know you're not good at something, then you can probably accept that you're just not that good at it. Not everyone has 1,000 hours a week to get better at the game. I know there's not 1,000 hours in a week, but I wanted to exaggerate a little bit for the meme. But regardless, if you're not good at the game, or if you're new at the game, especially where Apex I feel like has a really hard skill curve, where there's so many different mechanics in the game that could be said to be a skill gap, being new versus someone who's not newer is going to be very hard for you, and I imagine you're going to want to quit the game pretty early on. So what I wanted to do was use that account again, my .05 KD account, and I wanted to go join a couple more pub lobbies to kind of see what it looks like. And what I found was there was basically never anyone under level 100. And I would say the average level was 200. And then occasionally I would see 20 bomb 4K people in lobbies with .05 KD players. That's not to say every player in that lobby had the KD that I had. But think about someone who would have been similar in my situation. Unless the person with the 20 bomb 4K badges were boosted, in what world do you really ever have a chance to kill that player in a game like Apex where there's a big skill gap? You know what I'm saying? And if you get that in almost every lobby, I don't see why you would ever want to stick with the game. And I guess that's my theory is I think the SBMM in Apex isn't good enough because I don't see new players anymore. And again, I'm not trying to complain because I know Apex also has a system that's engagement-based matchmaking. I think it's a little mix of that and SBMM at the same time. But basically my main point is that just should not be a thing. And I don't know if these people who are good at the game and in these lobbies are just maybe they took a break for a long time and they just came back, so the game is trying to give them an easy lobby to kind of figure out where they are and where they belong. Or if they're doing some type of exploit, whether that be maybe switching to a certain server, or I don't know exact ways to do that on a main account because I don't do it myself. But there is a couple YouTubers who definitely look like they find a way to exploit bot lobbies daily. Won't name any names, but it's kind of obvious who does it. But for the most part, I guess what I'm also saying is bot lobbies just don't even exist anymore. What I'm trying to say with this whole there's clearly some people who can get around this. I'm not trying to say these people that they are facing are horrible at the game. It's just these certain YouTubers, for example, are very clearly a large amount better than the people they are facing. And I can tell you from my personal experience, I don't get lobbies like this. Everyone I'm facing personally feels at least slightly worse than me, to equal to better. And that's why I don't hide my ping when I upload pub content, and also why I don't hide the names of the kill feed. Some people like hiding their ping and hiding the names of the kill feed because they don't want you to look up the people they're killing and see their levels, but besides the point. And I'm sorry if this video is not very structured, by the way. I'm not doing this with any script or anything. I'm just sitting here in my chair with a microphone and talking and saying whatever comes to my head at the moment. But I guess in my mind, that is the big problem. Is it feels like every game you play now on Apex, it's designed to make sure you don't win. Now, I've played this game enough, so I don't care about winning anymore. All I really care about is just trying to make good content on the game, however that may be. But when I went on my 0.05 KD account to see what it looks like when you're in the non-hardcore sweat lobbies, it really kind of made me feel for the people who aren't in like, the top like 1% of the game. I feel it's gotta suck from your perspective, to just constantly be getting farmed. Because the game's goal doesn't feel like it wants you to really have a chance at ever winning. It just does whatever it thinks will make you stay on the longest, which it feels very strange. Maybe it works for Respawn, I don't know, but from my perspective at least, it just feels like such a weird system. And even on the higher end of this, because I'm sure that some people who will watch this are going to be better players. Speaking from my personal experience, I know some people relate to this. I would say that I am a pretty good player at the game. So say if I queue pubs, for example, since the game thinks I'm good, I'm going to face nothing but a 3-stack of like Apex, Predators, TTV, Revenant, Horizon, Conduit, and pubs. Like, it's literally every game at this point. And it's so anti-fun that whenever I get on and play pubs, I want to get off after the first game. And to be honest, saying I even wanted to get on for the first game to begin with is a lie. I just don't even want to get on when I think about that. And I know to some extent, again, this is unavoidable because the general population of the game has gotten better over time because it's been out a long time. But it's just not fun for people to feel like unless they are actively hardcore sweating the game, they can't accomplish anything. Man, even when I play in my own lobbies, when I'm actually trying to do good, I can't make it past the top 15 squads. I'm always dead at the start of the game now. Maybe I'm just washed. Maybe that's the issue. And it feels like everyone in the sweaty lobbies now is trying so hard to the point where if you do manage to survive the first 30 seconds of the game, you're down to 5 squads left for some reason already. So that's a whole nother topic in itself. Like if you want 20 bombs nowadays, I don't even think they're possible. You have to get some insane RNG to get a lobby that doesn't die within the first minute of the game. Everything is just way too sweaty, and I don't know how anyone enjoys it right now, I'm gonna be honest. Again, I'm not trying to make this a complaint because there is probably not a whole lot that Respawn can even do about this. But it's just something I wanted to talk about because I think about it every day. And I just wish there was like some things that would be attempted to see if it could make it better. I mean, for example, in my opinion, I think putting 3 stacks into their own lobbies would be nice. I wouldn't care if it made my queues longer as a solo queuer because I want to feel like I actually have a chance whenever I play the game. And again, I don't say this as an insult, but I think the less skilled players and the newer players should be put really hardcore exclusively into lobbies that don't have any good players at all. Because I always see the occasional 4K20 bomb in those lower skilled lobbies and I don't know how they're getting in there, but they shouldn't be in there. Letting those people in those lobbies is basically potentially putting all those newer players at risk of quitting the game because they're getting absolutely destroyed. But maybe there's just not enough players to do that anymore. I don't know. That's all I really have to say. Just a little discussion video, I guess you would say, because I am hoping people will comment on this video and share their opinions, because I want to see if I'm wrong in some things I'm saying or if the general community would agree, because I don't know, The way I experience the game could be completely different from everybody else. That's all. Just wanted some opinions. If you guys like these discussion type of videos, I can always make more. I enjoy just talking on the microphone. And yeah, that's about it.